Hey guys, this is Mrs. Vager again. I'm going to help you guys fill out the second sheet of our note-taking sheet on cells. So if you look on the left side of my screen here, I've got a Google Doc open, and you'll notice that we're going to look at prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells, and things that they have in common, things that are true about both of them. So if I find some information out that's a characteristic that's only true about prokaryotic cells, I'm going to put it here. If it's a characteristic that's only true about eukaryotic, I'm going to put it here. Examples. You can't have an example that's both, so that's why that's X'd out. And about their organelles. What organelles prokaryotic cells have and eukaryotic cells, and then if they have some in common, we'll put those there as well. So when I'm looking at the Schoology page here, guys, I am noticing that cell theory seems to end right here with the practice. Hopefully you turned that in. And we're going to focus on the resources that we have here that have the words prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So I have a reading here. We have another resource here and another resource here. Again, it's your job to pick two resources to pull your notes from. Then you're going to need to do a CK12 practice, turn that in, and then your entire note-taking sheet can go right here in this submission folder. So again, I'm just going to click on the first reading here. I already have it open here so we can move a little bit quicker through it. And I notice it starts out a similar way, prokaryotic, eukaryotic cells, and then a little bit of a preview here on what we're going to learn about. So I'll start reading, and I'm listening for characteristics, examples, organelles, and specifically what type of a cell they go to. So are bacteria cells like our cells? Yes and no. Bacteria cells are similar to our cells in some ways. Like our cells, bacteria cells have DNA and a plasma membrane. But bacteria are unique in other ways. They are called prokaryotic cells because of these differences. So I'm going to write bacteria as an example of a prokaryotic cell right now on my note-taking sheet. And I'm going to read on for more. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. There are two basic types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The main difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells is that eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. The nucleus is where cells store their DNA, which is the genetic material. So I found out two things here. I found out that eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. I found out that they store their DNA inside of their nucleus. I also found out that prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. I'm going to read on and see if there's just a little bit more I can find out here. So the nucleus is surrounded by a membrane. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. Instead, their DNA floats inside the cell. So I'm going to put that as a characteristic. Their DNA floats. Something that I just learned, though, that I'm having to think a little bit about that's true for prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells is that they both have DNA. They just store it differently. So if you choose to do the reading material here, you're going to keep reading through the whole article, and you're going to add notes to this sheet as you see here. There's some videos you can click on as well, and don't forget to do your CK12 practice and turn that in to Mr. Winbigler or Dr. Well.